Hello, I'm Kay. I'm here to help you navigate the business side of art in a way that actually makes sense. We'll decode the business lingo, unravel marketing mysteries, and pave a clear path for you to thrive both creatively and financially. So grab your favorite brush, a fresh canvas, or just a cup of coffee. Welcome to the Artist's Guide to Business.
Hello, my good artist friends. Today, I am diverting a little bit from the normal podcast. I spend a lot of time scripting out every episode and going through the ideas and writing an outline and making sure that what I write is going to be valuable to you. I know there's nothing that turns me off from a podcast more than wanting to get some practical business advice or motivation only to encounter a lot of filler. And so I do my best to avoid that with you guys and to make sure that, the 20 or 30 minutes you spend listening to my podcast is really impactful and valuable for you. There's also an element of, storytelling or entertainment, things like that needs to take place in a podcast so that you can stay involved or interested. And I don't want it to always just feel like today's lesson, This last week, I wrote 2.5 episodes out. And like I said, I do script my episodes because otherwise I will get completely lost and I will talk about things that are not helpful or go in circles. So I script everything out to make sure I'm really communicating well. And I wrote 2.5 and then I scrapped them. I had to throw them away because I didn't like what was being communicated and I didn't feel like it rung true once I finally got through it. This happens, right? This happens in creative processes all the time. You start with an idea and you think, oh man, this is the best idea ever. And then you pursue it and you continue pursuing it until you discover, you know what, this actually isn't what I thought it was. And upon seeing it in real life now, not just thought form, it's not actually what I want. So I threw them away. And I thought to myself, well, I'll miss an episode this week on the podcast. And that's a bummer because basically everything tells you to be consistent and to publish at a regular schedule, send emails on a regular schedule. But I didn't have anything. And then this morning I woke up and I had some comments on Facebook. It was, internet trolls. I don't know, just people being weird with the internet. And it made me remember something that I think is really important. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. We're going to divert a bit. We normally talk again just about practical business applications, insights, tools that you can use. And we'll always make sure we do that. But there's something else that's really important to talk about when it comes to being an art business. Like running an art business, it's a lot of similarity to other businesses. You have your model, like maybe it's a service model like mine is, or maybe it's a wholesale model with one to many, or maybe it's, high-end originals. So high-end one-to-one, sales and things like this. There's so many parallels between just a regular business and an art business. You have your product, your services, your supplies, your clients, your marketing, your expenses, your business operations. All of these things, they're not unique to art businesses. And that's what I really enjoy is talking about them and making sure you have them as tools in your business. But there is one thing that is especially unique to an art business, and it's you. It's the artist. Like these businesses are reflective of you pursuing a dream or a passion, of wanting for whatever reason or purpose to add your art to the world and to share that connection and that communication with others. And with that, unlike other businesses, can come a whole slew of feelings and mindsets. And I'm not trying to speak for how you feel or for how anyone else feels, but in the last 10 years of being an artist I would be totally lying if I didn't say that mindset work and self-awareness were not a huge aspect of finding success in this world. For me, in the early years, being an artist brought with it sort of a sense of guilt, like I was getting away with something or somehow I wasn't actually deserving of trying to follow this path. And then on top of that, there's like so much where we identify ourselves with our work. So that leads to the path of thinking, my work is not good enough, so therefore neither am I, or comparing our work to others and feeling like we really fall short. That all can be especially challenging. And then there's all these societal beliefs that are kind of acting on us and around us without us necessarily noticing. There's people that truly don't believe you can make a living off of being an artist, that to make great art, you must suffer and you must strain and you must have mental health problems. And at the end of the day, if somehow you are successful, it gets ascribed to some mysterious force called talent, which implies that you, the artist, simply did not work your butt off, but instead were just born with this. But if you go look at the art of someone like Jeremy Lipking, I mean, there is no way that he was born with that skill. If you look at his work, it's incredible. And you know that he had to work insanely hard for that skill set and also to find his very clear voice. So when you decide that you want to be an artist, in whatever capacity that works for you, whether that be a full dive, you're going for it after years of wondering, or it's going to be a part-time additional thing to just give you a little bit of reprieve from whatever else is going on in your life, or it's just a curiosity you've always held, whatever it fits for you, you are going to come up against a lot of voices. And that means both internal voices and external voices that will inadvertently challenge you and will challenge this path. You're going to search for validation that what you're doing is okay, or the work you're making is worth it or valid or deserving, and that you should even be doing it. You're going to enter your work for competitions or shows. You'll apply for grants, public work type of situations. You're going to put yourself out there in so many different ways. And it's a combination of wanting to prove yourself or find, that validation, but also just wanting to be successful too, right? And sometimes you are going to earn those grants, or you'll be accepted to that show, and you're going to be thrilled and excited. But then other times you're also going to receive stock emails of rejection or some other variation. And sometimes your work is going to cause a lot of excitement and garner a lot of attention, while other times what you make, and maybe you consider it to be the best work you've ever made, no one is even going to notice. It happens. The journey of an artist, it's not easy. And that is why today, right now, I really just want to spend some time giving you the permission to give yourself permission to pursue your art, whatever that looks like for you now and here. Because the truth is that this is your one precious life. You get to choose how you live it and how you treat yourself. You get to choose which voices you listen to, and you get to decide what you know to be true about the world, and then you get to live according to those rules. When I began my art journey, people actually kind of cringed and thought, what is she doing? And I know that because this person told me years later that they had that experience when I first started posting my art on Facebook. And of course, my dad suggested to me, hey, maybe you should consider a degree in hospitality, because where I live, there's a lot of resorts. And then one time I told him how much I had earned as an artist. And, he said, oh, well, that's actually pretty good, So there's all these people who, that's two different sides of the coin, right? One of those people was having a reaction to what I was doing that was negative. And that says more about those people than it does about what you're doing. If they see someone pursuing their dreams, if they see someone taking up space or, asking for people to take them seriously or to look at their work or whatever it is, and their instant reaction is negative, that is more of a reflection on who they are and how they treat themselves and their own dreams and their own pursuits. There's nothing worse than not allowing yourself the chance to pursue something you care about and then seeing other people allow themselves to do it. And so it can get really mixed up when they're reacting to what you're doing. And then, in that scenario, like my dad, he wanted me to be safe. He wanted me to take the safe route. And I can't, say what a jerk. That was really nice of him. Of course, he's also sort of the one who raised me to want to run my own business and to be an artist, but, that's neither here nor there. But the same thing happens with your internal voices or your internal criticisms. That thing that we call the imposter syndrome, that thing that refuses to value our work and value our contribution, that voice is just wanting to keep you safe. It wants you to stay small, to stay protected, to avoid, any attention that's positive or negative. And so you have to understand it that way. But the point is that these voices and these people, they're always going to exist. They will always criticize or try to tear you down because in your action and in your prioritizing yourself and your dreams, they see risk that either they were not willing to take or they are worried about you taking. So that means that it's up to you to decide what risk you are willing to take. When I started as an artist, I knew that I was not making very high quality work because I was just beginning. That's the thing, right? To become a really great artist, you have to make a lot of work. You have to share it. You have to show it. You have to express it. You have to practice it. You don't get to wake up one day and just have the skill set of these master artists. And also, you have a unique perspective and a unique voice that can take years to really find, or you might be one of the lucky ones who you have it already. And I've met you and I know who you are, and I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy that you are adding your voice to this world because it makes our world a better place. So you have the permission to pursue your art. And you have the permission to try new things, to take up space, to make mistakes and make bad art, to disappoint people. I'm even giving you that permission. You can disappoint others and you can inspire people. You can be totally you without worrying about what anyone else is going to say or think. Criticism, rejection, internet trolls, and most importantly, that voice of your inner critic and imposter syndrome. They all want you to take up the least amount of space possible. But you are brave and you are courageous. And I know that because you're pursuing a business in art. And that is one of the bravest and one of the most courageous things to do. So when you're doing it, lean into that. This is your life. Put on those blinders and go boldly in the direction of your dreams. It could be challenging and it will hurt sometimes, or maybe it won't. I've been told I'm somewhat sensitive. But it, and it also may not work out exactly how you plan it or how you see it, but it will all be worth it when you know that you gave yourself this chance. And that you believed in yourself and that you believed in the spark within you. this is your life. And I want you to take up that space, and I want you to pursue it unapologetically. Because the people that want you to apologize, they probably don't actually care about you that much. They're not going to pay your rent. They're not going to feed you, you know? Okay, you guys. So let me know how this episode hit you or resonated or didn't resonate. Send me an email. I think Buzzsprout, the podcast host, also has a thing where you can like send me what they call fan mail through their platform. I don't really know. Just, reach out. Hello at theartistsguidetobusiness.com, or, I'm really still not on Instagram yet. So I just haven't gotten quite back to it yet since a lot of shifting in our lives. But you can always reach out to me. It just take, if it's on social media, it might be a few weeks before I respond. And then if this episode did, inspire you or make you feel more powerful about your choice to be an artist, let me know. And send it to anyone who might also need that reminder. Okay, you guys. I don't know what we're going to do next week. I'm in such a weird place right now, just with everything going on, and everything's a little unsettled. But I'm going to do my best to show up every week. And so it may look like this. It may be another, more business lesson type thing. Stay tuned to find out. And eventually, too, this podcast is going to have some really cool interviews on it. I am getting organized while I'm also rebuilding my art business. So there's a lot on the plate. And a lot of you have sent me emails and let me know that you appreciate what we're doing, but you also appreciate that I'm one person at this point, and that I also, have to take care of my life too. And I just, those of you who have sent that kind of sentiment, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. There is a lot of folks who do nothing but take and ask for more. And I really appreciate it when you guys just reach out and let me know, anything. Because that's what I'm doing this for. All right. Well, you might have noticed I have deterred from the script. So I'll go ahead and end this now. Talk to you soon. Bye.